Okay, now that we've learned how to simplify expressions, now we're going to look at some harder equations that I'm going to refer to as multi-step equations, meaning they take more than one step and more than two steps, which we already covered. So these are multi-step equations. And the name of the game when you ever say multi-step equations is to simplify first. Whoops, forgot the space. On both sides of the equation. So I'm just going to do a couple of these. We'll see how you do. Example 1. Here's an equation, 5x plus 2 times the quantity, 3x minus 1 equals 6. So you can see this is a little bit different than the last video. The last video we talked about how to deal with this. Now I'm putting an equal sign in there, so this becomes an equation. So now we want to figure out what x is. And to do that, we're going to take a look at both sides of the equation and see if we can simplify it. So first thing I'm going to do is split it down the middle, just like always. There's my middle. All of this stuff is the same as 6, and we have to figure out what x is. All right, so looking at this side, can I simplify 6? Nope, that's about as simple as it gets. So I'm just going to copy it down. Now I'm going to look at this side and say, can I simplify that? You know, recognize this from the last video that we want to simplify this by getting rid of the parentheses. I can't get rid of the parentheses by combining like terms because those are not like terms here. So what I want to do is use the distributive property. And now I'm going to distribute a positive 2. So first thing I'm going to do is copy down this 5x because we're not going to use it on this step, but we don't want to leave it hanging up there. We want to bring it with us. So now I'm going to say, okay, what is positive 2 times a positive 3x? Positive times a positive is a positive 6x. And now I'm going to do a positive 2 times a negative 1. Positive times a negative is a negative, and 2 times 1 is 2. The key to this simplify first on both sides, is you simplify until you can't do it anymore. So I look at this side, can I simplify that anymore? No. Can I simplify this anymore? Well, yeah, I can, because these are like terms. I can add these two together. So I'm just going to copy down this 6, because again, I don't want to leave it hanging up there. Every line you should bring everything with you. And now I can collect these up. These are like terms. 5x's plus 6x's gives me 11x's. Minus 2. And now you can see I'm back to a two-step equation. And I know I can stop here because I can't simplify that, and I can no longer simplify this. I have no more parentheses, and I have no like terms here. So I'm back to the video that we had the other day where we're going to isolate the variable. The variable's on the left. I have to get rid of the 11 and the negative 2. What do we get rid of first? And that's multiplication. This is subtraction. You always get rid of the adding and subtracting part first. How do you get rid of subtracting 2? We add 2. Whatever you do to the left, you have to do to the right. Draw your nice neat line all the way across. 11x plus nothing is 11x. Negative 2 and positive 2, there's your big old 0. Bring down your equal sign, and here's an 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. Now how do you get rid of multiplying by 11? Well, we divide by 11. So I drew a nice little fraction there because that's how you do division in algebra. And so I divide by 11 over here. Here's your great big 1. And 1 times x is x. Bring down your equal sign. And 11 doesn't go into 8 very easily. It's a decimal, so I always told my kids, just leave it as 8 elevenths. It's just an exact answer then. You don't have to round it off and deal with the calculator. It's done. Just make sure it's simplified. Just make sure it's reduced, which that one is. All right, let's try one more of these. Example 2. This is kind of like an army green marker. Camouflage. 3x minus 2 times the quantity x minus 4. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to squeeze this in here. I'm going to say is equal to negative 8. Because I just want to show you that it doesn't really matter what side all this junk is on. So, same kind of deal. Split it down the middle. Can I simplify this negative 8? No, there's nothing really I can do with that, so I'm just going to copy that down. Negative 8. Bring down your equal sign. Can I simplify this side? Yeah, I've got parentheses and I cannot collect those up. Those are not like terms, so that means I got to bust them out of there by using the distributive property. And I think you can see that I'm going to distribute a negative 2 this time. So, rainbow property, postman property, whatever you want to call it. Again, before you distribute, make sure we copy this one down. 3x. Now I have a negative 2 times a positive x. Negative times a positive is a negative 2x. Don't write this sign down. Negative 2 times a negative 4. Negative times a negative is a positive, and 2 times 4 is 8. Oh, look at that. I just spit on the paper. All right. Check to see if we can simplify again. Can I simplify that? Nope. Just copy it down. Bring down your equal sign. Can I simplify this? Yeah, these two guys are like terms. 3x minus 2x gives me 1x, which I never write a 1 out there. I just write x, because that's like saying, how old are you? 1 times 12? No, I'm just 12. Don't forget to copy this plus 8 down. Plus 8. Now we can go ahead and start to solve. And you notice on this one, we ended up with a one-step equation, so it's even faster. How do you get rid of an 8? We subtract 8 here, because we're getting the variable alone on the right side, so we're going to subtract an 8. And over here, we're going to subtract an 8. Now, subtract an 8 or negative 8, whatever you want to think of, it works. Negative 8 and negative 8, that's a lot of negatives. When you pile them all together, you get negative 16. Bring down your equal sign, and bring down your x. And we're done. All right, that's enough of that one.